other question, and this is a big question. I get this all the time. Is hair loss? People want to know, and you search it up on Google. It's very
Yeah,
asked
it is.
question.
That.
What can you say?
You know,
What can you tell
I
us
don't
about creatine and hair loss?
Yeah, so that's a good question. That's an important question. I don't dislike a lot of studies in terms of like viscerally dislike them, but man, I hate that creatine and hair loss study. Because there's one study, and okay, so we got thousands of creatine papers. Not a one has ever shown hair loss. You got this one study that was done in rugby players. One study, that's what we got. Like, I don't know, it's been over 20 years, that found that the DHT levels went up in these rugby players. Not that high. It stayed within physiological range. That is, the DHT levels were still normal. And from that day forward, no matter what you tell people, they will associate creatine with hair loss. And that is literally it. There was one study, like you say, the DHT levels for whatever, they gave them really high dose. So they were doing, I think, like 20 grams. I bet it was like 20 or 30. It was very high doses. And the DHT levels stayed within, like you say, within normal range anyway. And you got another, I don't know, whatever, 100 studies or whatever that never found it. Therefore, there is really no evidence that creatine causes hair loss. Nada. Now, there was a study. I always wondered why somebody didn't reproduce that study, because it's gotten a lot of attention and a lot of interest. And I always wondered why someone didn't go and reproduce that study. And there was one in the works, which I was glad to see. I don't know if it's – I'm glad you brought it up because I should go look. I did see that somebody was – because you can go look at studies that are in progress that have not been done yet on the government database. And there was a lab that was actually going to be reproducing. And I don't know if it was done or not. I'll have to look. But I'd be curious to see if they got it done. And I expect the results to be what all the others say. So that's the answer. I mean, like you say, literally one study that gave them a ridiculous dose of creatine and that did not find that the DHT levels even went, stayed within normal boundaries and stuff. And yet people have just lost their minds over it. So that's the answer.